80 abandoned boreholes in the constituency. As you know, boreholes are some of the most common constituency projects implemented by representatives. Over the years, my predecessors had installed a lot of boreholes in the community, but these boreholes usually don't last for so long because they require constant maintenance. So we decided that instead of digging more boreholes, a few more boreholes, why not revive and recommission almost over 50 boreholes that we've identified across the community. The essence of this is to provide water to our people. You know that 80% of the diseases that our people face are waterborne. So if we felt that if we can provide water to our people, it will greatly reduce the poverty level, improve healthcare, reduce the suffering of our women having to trek long distances in search of water. For children, of course, water is very important. So we are doing this for the people, not for political gain. I've heard talk about the need for me to install new boreholes so I can have my own, but I thought that the government is a continuity. So if I can revive many of the abandoned boreholes in the constituency, I can provide water to a greater number of people in the constituency, and of course, ultimately improve the well-being of our people, which is what we're trying to do. So these are all infrastructure-related projects that we're trying to pursue, along with so many other areas. In terms of education, I've been very passionate about this. Like I mentioned earlier, I champion the student loans scheme in the National Assembly. I'm currently part of implementing or part of advocacy for the student loans to succeed in Nigeria. I've also awarded scholarships to hundreds of students in the constituency. I've supported schools. I've supported the girl-child education through the International Day of the Girl Child, which we had an event. We selected students across some of the best secondary schools in the constituency. I also came up with a program to give awards and encouragement to students who graduated with first-class degrees from our constituency. And so far, we've given out 5 or 6 awards to first-class graduates to encourage them, and we've also made a commitment to support them if they seek to further their education. We also donated laptops to students from our constituency to also bridge the digital divide in our constituency. This is also ongoing. We got support from the Taiwanese trade office in Nigeria, and we've also reached out to other support and donor partners so we can extend this laptop donations and also set up ICT centers across secondary schools in our constituency. So we're doing quite a lot in terms of education. We have plans in our constituency project to renovate some classrooms, provide learning tools for teachers across the constituency. So there's so much we're trying to achieve in terms of education, and we hope to do even more. Our federal constituency has had a major challenge with insecurity over the last 10 to 15 years as a result of the herder farmers' conflicts. This conflict has been caused by a number of factors, including religious and tribal, and of course climate change. There's been a migration of herders from the Sahel region in the north to the lush vegetation in the north central, especially around the Benue Valley. Unfortunately, KWANDE especially has had a lot of attacks by herders who are in search of land and water for grazing their animals, and their way of life. We have tried to advocate that government should come up with programs to help herdsmen in Nigeria to stabilize their businesses, to ranch their cattle, so that the migration from one point to the other in search of pasture will be stopped completely, so that our farmers can farm in peace, can raise their cattle in peace, and can achieve economic sustainability in the agricultural sector in Benue State and food security in Nigeria as a whole. We've had this major crisis over the years, and since we got into office, we've done a lot in advocating, in providing relief materials, in engaging with the security forces, with the police, army, navy, and immigration services. As a matter of fact, we have recently secured the construction of immigration outposts at Adipo, where we hope that the boundary between Nigeria and Cameroon, where we're also having a lot of conflicts as a result of the conflict in Cameroon with the Ambazonian fighters who have frequently crossed over into KWANDE local government to attack our communities, will be a thing of the past. And so we're hoping that over the next few months and few years, we can get the civil defense, we can get the Nigerian army, We can get the customs and other security agencies to establish bases in Kwande local government so that they can protect our people from these constant attacks by the Cameroonians and these constant attacks by other tribes, especially the headers, and then of course bring peace and security to our people. We hope that with some of the initiatives we're putting up in place, we can have a long-term solution to the crisis we're facing. We don't want to only focus on short-term solutions. These are very necessary to provide succor to our people, but we're looking at long-term solutions that bring lasting solutions to the issue of insecurity in Benue State as a whole. And we believe that with the support of the federal government, with the support of the state government, and with the partnership of the entire members of the community, we can find a lasting solution to the problem of insecurity once and for all. So these are some of the plans and the initiatives we've put in place already, and we believe that over the next course of my tenure as a House of Rep member, I will be able to ensure that some of the plans I have in place for security will properly address the concerns of our people in that regard. Kwande local government has IDP camps. We have a refugee camp set up by the United Nations in the local government. These are Cameroonian refugees. So the last count, we have over 15,000 Cameroonian refugees living in Kwande local government who are currently intermarrying, interbreeding, and expanding their community in our local government. This is also a security threat if they are not properly cared for, if they're not properly enumerated and properly resettled. And then we have the IDPs who are indigenous to these communities and who are displaced currently from their communities. Community in Mo, for example, has been displaced for a long time. Yav Council Ward is being displaced as we speak. Kumakwa has been displaced for a long time. Ikuravia as a whole has experienced a lot of banditry from suspected herdsmen. This is a major challenge. This has caused a lot of displacement of our people, a lot of suffering. And we want to use this opportunity to call on the federal government, call on the state government, and every person of goodwill to come to the support of our people and to ensure that we provide support for these victims of conflict, women and children especially, and of course the youths whose future is being destroyed. By the grace of God, we'll continue to advocate, we'll continue to push, we'll continue to support and provide as much as we can to make sure that these IDPs are well catered for and are returned to their ancestral homes as soon as possible. Well, as a politician, I'm in a public space. I realize this, and I'm not deluded about the fact that there will be criticisms, there will be naysayers, people who don't believe in our vision, people who have diverse interests and may want to downplay the successes we've achieved. But the whole idea for me is to remain focused, to keep my eyes on the ball, to ensure that the purpose for which I was elected into the House of Representatives is achieved, regardless of criticisms that may come from time to time, from opponents, from people who probably don't believe in our vision. But what we try to do is to harvest ideas across board, harvest ideas even from our opponents and our critics, so that we can take the best of these ideas and include them into our vision to ensure that we provide the best representation to our people. And so yes, I get a lot of criticisms for the kind of my style of leadership, but as much as possible, I try to run an open door policy where I take in every critic's opinion. I also engage on social media platforms. I engage on WhatsApp platforms. I respond to critics. I respond to questions and inquiries directly with the people. And this also helps to create transparency in how I run my office as a member of parliament. I think this has greatly helped in even reducing the criticisms that we sometimes face as leaders. So I'm not too worried about this, and I hope that people can key into our vision and our ideology for a greater KWANDE USHONGO and a greater Benue State, and of course for a greater Nigeria. I just want to encourage our people, our young people, our parents, our pensioners, our women, the widows, children in schools, stakeholders in every walk of life to remain committed to development of our constituency, to remain focused on the work that we're doing, to join us in this work of nation building. I remain committed to ensuring that our constituency achieves the best results it can achieve within these 4 years. And hopefully, we'll be able to mark records that have not been set before in our constituency. So far, we think we're on the right track. We believe in the work that we're doing so far. And I can assure you that I remain committed to your welfare and to your development and to the development of Benue State as a whole. Thank you very much.